I'm Victoria. I'm really pleased to be able to practice with you today. We're just going to be doing a short Vinyasa flow yoga class. So the class will be about 30 minutes long. I'm then going to follow that up with a short 10-minute meditation, which is optional, so you can do that or not as you wish. We're just going to really wake up our bodies, get the blood flowing, stretch and strengthen a little bit after the holidays. So in terms of equipment, you don't really need anything for this class, but you might want to have a brick or a block, maybe a bolster like I've got here, or even a cushion, literally just to sit on. So if you find it easier to sort of raise yourself off the floor, if you've got tight hamstrings for the seated portions, that can be quite useful. Music, if you'd like to put on music, then feel free to do that now. And just a few safety points. So obviously make sure that you've got enough space around you so you're not kicking your furniture or injuring yourself in any way. And if anything feels uncomfortable or just not good today or a little bit too strong, then obviously just stop, back off, go a little bit easier on yourself if that feels better. So we're going to start in a seated position, so our Sukasana, our easy cross legs. If that's not comfortable, then feel free to sit on your knees or your shins. We'll just place our hands gently on our knees, close down the eyes, and we'll just settle onto the mat for this first couple of minutes of the practice. So the crown of the head reaching up towards the sky, tailbone grounding down into the mat. Nice straight spine. And just take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And taking your breaths in through your nose and out through your nose if you can for the rest of the practice. We try and link our breath with our movements in Vinyasa flow. So try to create a moving meditation and a bit of balance between our body, our mind and our breath. So take a few more breaths here. You're often invited to set the intention or dedicate your practice in a yoga class, but I thought this is a time of year where we're all making resolutions, setting goals, setting intentions. So rather than do that today, I thought we might just set all of that aside, all of our goals, all our intentions, all the plans we have this year, and just take this 30-40 minutes for ourselves. Just settle onto the mat, feel into our bodies, feel into our breath, and quiet down the mind. Just taking another breath here, and exhaling it out. And gently blinking open the eyes. We're just going to come into a tabletop position. So rolling over the knees, you want your wrists stacked under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and your feet can just be loose, so the tops of your feet touching the mat. Now we're going to start with the left hand side, so we're lifting the left arm up to the sky, reaching towards the ceiling, gaze is up, and on the exhale we're bending the right elbow, threading this arm underneath the right arm, cheek stays off the mat. So we inhale, lifting the left hand to the sky, feeling that nice stretch down the left hand side. Exhale, threading it through. Again, cheek off the mat. One more time, inhale to lift. And exhale, threading that hand through. Now this time we're going to place our cheek on the mat, our shoulder on the mat. I'm going to come to face this way. Might be a little easier for you to see. So you can press into this right hand side, so pressing into the right hand. You should be feeling a nice stretch into the left shoulder. Option to lift the right hand to the sky, maybe even wrap it around your back. You might be able to tuck it into your left thigh. So get a little twist here. Inhaling here, and exhale. On the inhale, lifting the hand to the sky if you moved it, planting it down. Inhale, left hand to sky, exhale back into tabletop. I'm just going to take a cat-cow here. So again, we're in our tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And inhale, lifting the tailbone to the sky, dropping the belly, dropping the chest, lifting the gaze up. Exhale, tucking the tailbone under, pressing into the hands, creating an arch into the back, gazing towards the belly button or between the thighs. Inhale to lift, gaze is up, belly and chest dropping to the floor. Exhale, tucking the tailbone, pressing into those hands, gaze towards the belly button. Inhale to lift into our cow. And exhale, rounding the back into the cat, drawing the belly button in towards the spine, rounding between the shoulder blades. Inhaling back to center, maybe wiggle the hips if you feel that feels good. We'll take the thread the needle on the other side. So inhale, lifting the right arm to the sky, gaze is up. Exhale, bending into that left elbow, threading the arm through, keeping the cheek off the floor. Inhale to lift. Exhale, threading the arm through. Last time here. Inhale, lifting the arm to the sky, gaze is up. Exhale, threading the arm through, cheek comes to the mat, shoulders to the mat. Again, you can press into this left hand, might feel a little bit more of a stretch into the shoulder, perhaps even a stretch down this left hand side. Otherwise, you can lift your hand up to the sky, gazing up, or you can take your hand, tuck it into the crease between your right thigh and your belly for a little bit of a twist. Inhaling here and exhale. On the inhale, lifting the arm to the sky. Exhale, planting the hand on the floor. Inhaling that right arm to the sky. And exhale, back to tabletop. Maybe take a little wiggle in the hips. You can even bring your bum back towards your heels into a mini child's pose. Or just take another round of cat-cows to wiggle out the spine. So inhaling, tailbone to the sky, dropping the belly, the chest, gaze is up. Exhale, tucking the tailbone, drawing the belly button to the spine, arching it between the shoulder blades. Inhale into our cow. And exhale to our cat. One more time. Inhale, gazing up. And exhale to round into the back, tucking the tailbone, pressing into the hands. Inhaling back to neutral. So we're going to tuck our toes here and prepare to come to our first downward facing dog. So tucking the toes, pressing into the hands. I'm going to just fire up our core a little bit. So drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale here. Exhale, just to lift the knees slightly off the mat. So the higher you lift them, the easier it'll be. We'll just take a couple of breaths here, firing up into our core. Inhaling. Exhale. Another inhale. On the exhale, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Maybe adjusting your feet slightly to come into our first downward facing dog. So the most important thing in a downward dog is you've got a nice straight spine. So bend your knees as much as you need to achieve that. It's much more important to have a straight spine than straight legs. So bending the knees as much as you need to, drawing the heels down towards the mat. Really doesn't matter if they don't touch, mine don't touch. Lifting that tailbone up to the sky. Lower ribs draw in, biceps rolling forward, triceps falling back. Neck is nice and relaxed. Inhaling here. And exhale. Maybe just bending each knee. Walking the dog, feeling a nice stretch into those hamstrings. And just coming back to stillness. On the inhale, coming high up onto the toes, I'm going to ripple forward through the spine. So stacking the shoulders over the wrists to come into a high plank. So pushing the floor away, strong into the legs, squeezing those glutes. Inhaling here. Exhale, dropping the knees, untuck the toes. Drop the chest and chin. Let's snake the body forward into our baby cobra. So without pressing too much into the floor, you should be able to lift your hands off the mat, using our upper back to lift our chest up. Inhale here. And exhale, roll the body down. Forehead comes to the mat. One more like that. Inhaling it up. Rolling through the spine. Exhaling down. Now take your fingertips to the outside of the mat. So you're on little tent fingers, elbows reaching up to the ceiling. We're going to take another roll up through the spine. So inhaling, up through the spine, gazes forward. On the exhale, we're going to dip the right shoulder down. Cheek coming down to the mat. Inhaling up. And exhale, dipping the left shoulder down. One more each side. Inhaling through center. Exhaling it down. Inhaling through center. Exhaling, dipping on the left hand side. Inhaling one more time through center. And exhale, lower the body vertebra by vertebra. Forehead comes to the mat. Shoulders, hands come underneath the shoulders. Just going to come over our knees, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, up into a downward facing dog. Now bending the knees slightly, we'll walk our feet, so taking little baby steps to the front of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. You can take a hold of your elbows with each hand, just to come into a little ragdoll. So bending the knees as much as feels comfortable. You should be feeling a nice stretch into the hamstrings here. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And just releasing the hands to the mat. Just bending the knees a little more. Gently rolling up through the spine. Arms stay heavy, head stays heavy. Shoulders rolling last. Head right at the end. Reaching the hands forward into our Tadasana. So bringing the big toes to touch, a little bit of space between the heels. Hands facing forwards, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. We're going to run through a few sun salutations here. So inhale to sweep the arms up to the sky, drawing the shoulders down the back. Exhale, bending the knees, folding forwards into our Uttanasana. Inhale, gazing forward, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, planting the hands, bringing the right foot back, left foot back into our high plank, so drawing the belly button to the spine. Again, we're dropping our knees, chest and chin to the mat, bum stays high. Inhale, snaking forwards into our baby cobra. Exhale, tucking the chin, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up into a downward facing dog. You can always come over your knees if that's easier, from cobra to downward dog. Wiggling out here. We'll take that one more time, so bending the knees, gaze forwards, stepping the feet in between the hands. If they don't quite make it, you can always take a few steps. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take that again. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale to fold, drawing the hands down the center of the body. Inhale to halfway lift, nice straight back, drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale to fold, bringing the left leg back, right leg back into our high plank. So again, you can put your knees down, chest and chin, or else you can tip forward slightly on your toes over your wrists, bending the elbows and lower all the way down onto the mat in one straight line. Planting the hands under the shoulders, inhaling up into our baby cobra here. Exhale to roll it down, tucking the chin, tucking the toes, pressing back into a downward facing dog. So there's two options there. If you're cobra, dropping the knees or lowering the body in one straight line. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forwards. Exhale, you can step or you can even lightly hop the feet between the hands and fold. Inhale, lifting the hands up to the sky. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. One more of those, maybe a different option for your chaturanga. So inhale, lifting the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale to halfway lift, gazes forward. Exhale, planting the hands, bringing the right foot back, left foot back into a high plank. Remembering your options here, so knees down or lowering all the way. Otherwise, tipping forwards over the wrists, bending the elbows to no more than 90 degrees. Inhaling to our upward facing dog. So on the top of the toes, glutes are squeezed, quads are strong. Gaze is forward. Inhale here. Exhale, tucking the chin, tucking the toes, coming into a downward facing dog. We'll just take a few breaths here. So inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. Option to take a child's pose here or any time if you feel you need to catch your breath. So dropping the knees to the floor, opening the knees wide, toes touch, hands reaching forward. Otherwise, staying with me in a downward facing dog. And when you're ready, on the inhale, lifting the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, drawing the knee in towards the nose, planting the right foot next to the right thumb. We're in a low lunge. So getting nice and stable here, your feet should be on train tracks rather than on a tightrope. We're just going to plant the left hand down into an easy twist. So planting left hand down, lifting the right hand up to the sky, gaze is up, easy twist. Inhaling here. And exhale, lowering hand down, dropping the back knee, untuck the toes. We're going to bring this right foot out to the side, so to kind of a 45-degree angle, pointing to the edge of your mat. In kind of a lizard pose here. We're going to press our right hand on the inside of the thigh. Try not to put it on the knee, it's a little too much pressure. So just on the inside of the thigh, drawing that knee out to the side. I'll twist it around a little bit so you can see a little bit easier. So inhale to lengthen, exhale, drawing the knee out, maybe gazing over that right shoulder. Inhale here, exhale, gazing over the back shoulder. One more breath, inhale, exhale, opening the knee out. Inhale, and the exhale, planting the hands, framing the front foot. I'm going to tuck the back foot under, pressing into these hands, lifting the right foot up to the sky to come into our three-legged dog. Inhale here, exhale, lower the right foot down. Just wiggle out into the knees before we take that on the other side. So coming back to stillness in our downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, drawing the knee to the nose, planting the right foot next to the right thumb into a low lunge. Grounding the right palm down into the mat. Inhale to lift that left hand up towards the sky, strong through the back foot into our easy twist. Inhale here, and exhale. One more inhale, and exhale that hand down to frame the front foot. Dropping the back knee, untucking the toes. Just going to shift our left foot out to the side. So again, toes pointing at a 45-degree angle towards the corner of the mat. Right hand pressing down into the mat. Take our left hand to the inside of the thigh and just inhaling here, feeling a nice length through the crown of the head. On the exhale, gently pressing that knee out to the side. And gaze can come over the back shoulder. Inhaling here. Exhale, maybe opening that hip out a little more. One more inhale. And exhale, maybe a little more twist. Inhale. And the exhale, planting the left hand down, framing the front foot, tucking the back toes under. Inhale, pressing the hands into the mat. And exhale, on the next inhale, we're lifting that left leg up into our three-legged dog and lowering the foot down into downward facing dog. Just adding on to that little sequence. So inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, drawing right knee in towards the nose, planting the foot next to the right thumb. Again, feet are on train tracks, you want to be nice and stable. Inhale here, lift the arms up to the sky to come into our high lunge. So right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. Nice deep bend into this front knee. Lifting the arms to the sky, shoulders drawing down the back. Inhale here. And exhale, maybe bend a little deeper into that front knee. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to open out into our warrior two. So front heel aligns with the back arch. Knee is drawing out to the side, so you don't want it to be knocking in. You want to ideally be able to see your big toe on the inside of your knee. Shoulders rolling down the back, arms reaching, gaze over that front middle finger. Inhaling here. Exhale, maybe bending a little deeper. One more inhale. And exhale. On the inhale, straightening into that front leg, drawing up the right thigh, so nice and strong on this leg. We're going to inhale to reach forward, so hips reach back, arm reaches forward, reach, reach, reach as far as you can go. When you can't reach anymore, exhale, dropping the hand onto the inside of the front shin. If that's not very accessible or comfortable, or if you're kind of rounding over, you can always put your hand even on your thigh, on the front of your shin. Just reaching that arm up, gaze towards the ceiling. If that's not very easy to do, you can always gaze towards your big toe. One more here. And exhale. Inhale, lifting the body up. Exhale to bend back into our warrior two. Inhaling here. Exhale, planting the elbow on the front thigh, sweeping that arm across the side of the face. Gaze underneath the left arm to our side angle. Utthita Parsvakonasana. So we inhale, feel that nice length all down this left side. Exhale, maybe bend a little deeper into that front knee. One more breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhaling back to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms, framing the front foot, coming high on the back toes. Inhaling the right leg to the sky. Now optional vinyasa here, so you can drop your foot down or else you can keep it lifted. Coming forward into your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Taking an inhale through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. One more like that. Inhale through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Ready to move to the other side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, drawing the knee in towards the nose, planting the left foot next to the left hand, grounding down through the feet to rise up on the inhale into our high lunge. So left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. Nice deep bend in this front knee, strong through the back leg, reaching those arms to the sky, drawing the shoulders down the back. Inhaling here and exhale. Inhaling one more time. Exhale to open out into warrior two. I'm just going to switch sides so it's easier for you to see. So we open out into our warrior two. Again, knee drawing out to the side so you can see your big toe. Back foot grounding into the mat, torso aligned over hips. Reaching with those arms, gaze over the front middle finger. Inhaling here and exhale. Inhale, exhale. On the next inhale, straightening into that front leg, pulling up through that quad muscle, so nice and strong. We're heading for our triangle pose. So inhale to reach forward, hips reach back, arm reaches forward. Reach, reach, reach. And you can't reach anymore. Exhale, dropping the hands to the inside of the front shin. Gazing up towards those the top hand. Remembering to breathe. One more inhale and exhale. Inhaling back. Exhaling to warrior two, so bending into that front knee. Inhale here. Exhale, planting the elbow on the front thigh. Sweeping this arm across your face, so gazing under the right armpit, up towards the sky, to our side angle pose. So nice and strong through the back leg. Nice deep bend in this front knee. Try not to dump into this elbow, so pushing away from your knee. Inhaling here and exhale. Inhaling back up into warrior two. Exhale to frame the front foot, coming high on the back toes. Again, pressing into these hands, lifting the left foot up towards the sky. Option to take your vinyasa, maybe with the leg lifted, maybe not. So inhaling to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, coming into a downward facing dog. Just taking a few breaths there while I swivel round so you can see me a little easier for the next section. Perhaps dropping the knees for a moment. So bringing the knees as wide as the mat, toes touch at the back, bum draws down towards the heels, hands reaching forward into our Balasana, our child's pose. Just taking a few breaths here. Slowing down the breath, slowing down the mind. When you're ready, lifting back up into a downward facing dog, bending the knees. You can just step or lightly hop your feet into a seated position. I will swim around, but you can be at the top of your mat. So we're just going to take some seated twists. So we inhale, Lift the right arm to the sky. Exhale, right hand to left knee. Left hand comes behind the back. So nice straight spine. We inhale, feel the crown of the head pulling up towards the ceiling, like someone's got a piece of string and they're pulling you up. We exhale, twist to gaze over that back shoulder. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. The inhale, leave your hand on the knee. Just lift this hand, you can stay where you are. Plant that on the opposite knee. So options, you can either take your hands to your shoulder, lifting the elbows in line with your shoulders, or you can take the backs of the hands to meet, or else you can wrap so the palms of the hands touch each other. So we've got our eagle arms, our Garudasana arms. I'm just going to take a few little back bends here. So we inhale, lifting the elbows to the sky, arching to the back. Exhale, drawing the elbows in towards the belly button. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drawing everything in, rounding into the spine. Inhale to lift. Exhale, drawing everything in. Inhale, elbows in line with the shoulders. Release the arms, give them a little shake. We're just going to try something a bit interesting. So you should be in a cross-leg position here. So keep your feet exactly where they are. Put your hands on the floor, so normally kind of diagonally to your feet. Lift your bum up, keep the feet exactly where they are. Walk your hands around your body. Feet stay still. And then when you reach the front, dropping down onto the mat. So hopefully you've landed with your opposite leg in front. If not, switch them around. It's normally the leg that feels a bit uncomfortable that you're not very used to. So let's do our twist on the other side. So inhale, lifting the left arm to the sky. Exhale, planting the left hand on opposite knee. Right hand comes behind the back. Again, we're inhaling to lift our crown of the head, spine nice and straight. Exhale, twist, gazing over that back shoulder. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. One more time, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Leaving the hand on the knee, planting the right hand on the opposite knee. Again, we've got our options, so taking hold of the shoulders, backs of hands come together, or we wrap the hands in the palm space. So again, we'll take our little back bends with eagle arms. So inhale, lifting the elbows to the sky. Exhale, drawing the elbows in towards the belly button. Inhale to lift. Exhale, drawing the elbows in. Inhale to lift. Exhale, drawing the elbows into the body. Inhale, elbows back in line with the shoulders. Releasing the arms, give them a little shake. Now we're going to bring our legs long onto the mat. So sitting on the sit bones, back nice and straight. Feet are flexed, strong, toes facing towards the body. We're just going to take a forward fold here to finish the practice. So inhaling, arms to the sky. Exhale with a nice straight pack. We're just leaning forward, so hinging at the hips, reaching the arms as far as they can reach. If you're here with a nice straight spine, here, you can have your hands on the floor. That's all good. As long as you've got a nice straight spine, you're not rounding over. Or you can take hold of the outside of your feet. Gaze is forward, so you don't want to be hunching like this. You want to be nice open chest, gazing towards those feet. Getting a nice forward fold to end our practice. Remembering to breathe. Inhale to lift the arms to the sky. Exhale, planting the hands on the mat. Just bending into the knees, so feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent, spine is straight. Reach forward with the arms, inhale here. Exhale, lower the spine, vertebra by vertebra, down onto the mat. And just squeeze the knees in to the body. So give yourself a nice little hug. Congratulate yourself for enjoying this practice today. And when you're ready, releasing the feet. So feet and hands mat width apart. Coming into a well-deserved Shavasana, just for a minute or so, just letting the practice absorb into the body. Starting to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And taking a long stretch like you used to do in the morning, so pointing the toes, reaching the arms. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. Maybe rolling onto the right hand side. And gently bringing yourself back into a seated position. Eyes staying closed. Hands on the knees. Just for the last few moments of the practice. Taking a deep breath in and breathing out through the mouth. Bring the palms together in front of the heart, bowing the head towards the hands. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. Now, as I mentioned, I'm just going to do a really short meditation, so feel free to drop off now if that doesn't suit you. Otherwise, we will stay seated. So if you'd like, sit up on a bolster or a block, as I suggested at the beginning of the practice. So I'm just going to pop myself up on this bolster. It's a little easier to open the hips and keep a nice straight spine. So I'll just take you through a few relaxation exercises just to calm our bodies down, calm our minds, calm our breath. Then we'll take a few minutes in silent meditation. I will remind you every so often to come back to watching your breath, which will be the focus of this practice. But otherwise it'll be just a few minutes of silence, checking in with ourselves, grounding our bodies, grounding our minds, and reminding to breathe. So if you take a comfortable seat, if you reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, so you've got a nice straight spine, crown of the head reaching to the sky, straight spine grounding down into the sit bones. Hands can be placed gently on the knees, or you could take a mudra, so a hand gesture. So I would suggest taking the tip of the forefinger to the base of the thumb on each hand. If you feel like you need some energy for the end of this practice, then place your palms facing up on the top of your knees. If not, you just take that same mudra, take the palms facing down, and that will hopefully give you a sense of grounding. So just closing down the eyes, settling into our seat. Starting to notice any sounds coming from outside the room, from far away, maybe outside whatever building you're in. And noticing sounds closer in, so inside the room, perhaps sounds within your body, so the sounds of your heart beating, your breath. And checking in with the body, so taking a quick body scan from the crown of the head, down through the shoulders, arms, torso, the hips, legs, and the feet gently resting on the mat. Starting to check in with the breath, so no need to change anything. Just noticing how your breath is entering and leaving the body. Maybe noticing how cool air enters your nostrils and the warmer air leaves your nostrils on the out-breath. Noticing the feel of the breath on that triangle between the nostrils and your upper lip. Maybe counting each inhale, each exhale. So inhaling 1, exhaling 1. Inhaling 2. Exhaling 2. Inhaling energy, positivity, and exhaling toxins, any negative emotions. I'll just take a few minutes like this, so watching the breath, and every so often I'll check back in, just as a reminder to focus on your breathing. If your mind has started to wander, or being distracted by any noises around you, don't worry, don't beat yourself up. That's the mind's job, is to think. Just bring yourself back to your breath, watching the flow of air in and out of your body, or counting your inhale, counting your exhale. Starting to come back into the room. So noticing your body, noticing how it feels, whether you feel any different after our yoga practice, after this meditation. Starting to notice any sounds nearby, so within your room that you're in or within your own body. Starting to notice sounds further away, maybe outside the room, outside the building that you're in. And bringing the hands together at heart center. Just going to rub our palms together, so keeping the eyes closed, rub the palms together, generate some heat between the palms. And gently placing the palms over your closed eyes. So feeling the warmth that you've generated over your eyelids. And gently blinking the eyes open into the darkness. And bringing your hands back to heart center. Bowing your head towards your hands. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope that was an enjoyable class, and I hope it maybe gave you some idea of how you can incorporate a really short meditation into the end of your daily or weekly yoga practice. It really helps me because I don't tend to find the time otherwise. So thank you very much. I really hope to practice with you again in the future, and enjoy the rest of your week.